How am I gonna introduce Mike Randall? That's my introduction right there. I met Mike at a party 2 years ago here in Bellingham, and he had a super cool mobile shop setup. And from that shop setup, he's gone on to create a digital multimedia empire that's really cool.
I like that word, empire. That's pretty cool. Yeah, use that one. Yeah.
Well, you could also call it a conglomerate,
Yeah.
if you will. Figured it'd be fun to sit down with Mike, ask him some questions about the content that he makes, what inspires him, and what it's like to run a small and growing bike shop.
Let's do it.
Thanks for joining me.
Hell yeah. Thanks for having me.
Let us know in the questions below, what's the best part of Mike's story? We'll be going through those and let you know what we think of your question.
The old GoPros look so ridiculous.
You look ridiculous.
Usually, yeah.
Rup, 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 rup.
Okay, so me and my friends grew up riding BMX bikes, 20-inch BMX bikes, like skate park stuff. We went out to Colorado. Like, I've been working at a mountain bike shop out in Illinois for so long, I want to actually ride mountain bikes in the mountains. So we went to
Who would think mountain
Trestle.
bike? Trestle Bike Park.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, so we went to Trestle, and that was my first time ever riding a mountain bike. I was just like, oh my God, like that was so tiring, but that was awesome. Like, I have to do that some more. And so we drove back home through Kansas in the opposite lane of the one that we came to Colorado on. And I was just like, man, I'm going the wrong way. Like, this sucks. And I got home and I was just like super bummed for a couple weeks. And I just started classes at like the university in town. I basically had this mindset where I couldn't move until I was done with school. I ran into my friend Jeff, who recently moved out to Tetons. And he was like, how was Colorado? And I was like, it was sweet. And he just came back to visit to shoot a wedding as a photographer. He's like, how was Colorado? And I was like, oh, sweet. Like, I want to move so bad, but you know, I can't until I'm done with school. And he was like, why? And I'm like, and I just stood there and I didn't have any reaction. And I was just like, I don't actually know. There is no reason that I can't move. So I dropped all my classes and I told my girlfriend like that, you know, I really want to move, and she didn't want to, and I was like, I'm gonna move and you can come with, but it's what I have to do for my life. Sold everything that I own and packed up my element and drove to Bellingham. Bellingham's great because like today it is November something. It's like the first week in November and it's been just amazingly sunny. The dirt is perfect. There's some leaves on top of it, which just makes it super fun. And that season is like what I live for. And I'm sure you probably do too. And everybody out here, that hashtag all time fall time is real.
What was your plan for moving to Bellingham?
I had no idea. I just knew that I had to move and I wasn't getting any younger because I was 24 at that point. Name's Mike Randall. 24 years old, and I ride a mid-fat. Just felt like I didn't really accomplish a ton in the past couple years. I kind of thought that maybe I'd go back to school. I was like doing manufacturing engineering at the time, and yeah, so that never happened. Instead, I got like so just engulfed in mountain biking. I actually got a job at a car dealership. I also like grew up working on cars, so and I've always been good at sales, like at bike shops, because I've worked at bike shops my whole life. It was terrible, like selling used and new cars. Like, it was absolutely terrible. I hated it. And then finally, like, I got a job at a shop in Bellingham the next spring. And so then I just started like meeting a ton of people. And at that point I was like riding every day after work, finding new trails and just going out and like hitting all the big gnarly stuff. Cause I was like, hey, you guys want to go for a ride together? I always just call myself Captain Stoke from 2014. Cause I was just like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I got this checklist, I gotta do all these big moves, and I did them all at once, so now I'm just like, I don't even care anymore. Forgot about school. I spent all my money that I saved up on bikes. Like, I had a downhill bike and trail bike and my BMX bike. It's a hard life. Call it what you want. Mid-fat, fat bike, 27.5 plus, but to me, it's just a mountain bike. I had to sell my Element, which was a nice car, and like I bought like a cheap van. Living in my van down by a river. My old Ford Econoline, and while it was not the prettiest interior build, it was definitely super functional. But I just did that because I was just riding so much I was never at my house.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of how the whole like living in a van thing started for me. Like, I just kind of had to. Man, every weekend I'm gone, like every day after work I'm riding locally, and I'm like only sleeping in a bed and taking a shower in the morning. I'm like, I could just take a shower at a gym and sleep in a van instead and save a bunch of money. I
Why
did
not?
that and just straight up dirt bagged it for a while.
Cool.
Lived in the parking lot in behind the bike shop that I worked at.
And where do you live today?
Outside of my bike shop. So I'm moving up in the world, man. Like,
Yeah,
moving
indeed.
on up.
Totally.
Yeah. So.
When did the Lost Co start?
2016, I actually started as a mobile bike shop. At that point, I've built a couple vans for like myself and friends, so I started to get like a hang of like electricity and all that stuff, and just kind of like building it, what they need to get done to be really functional and like usable. So I bought a retired U-Haul truck off of Craigslist for like 1,800 bucks. It was in super good shape. It was awesome. I covered the whole thing in cedar to make it look like a cabin.
Okay.
It was basically a small brick and mortar bike shop. It wasn't like a dude in a van trying to fix your bike and being all
It
sketchy.
wasn't brick and mortar, it was tongue and groove.
It was tongue and groove. Yeah, it was tongue and groove siding, yeah. It worked really, really well. I did that for about a year and a half. Kind of ran out of space, and I started doing online stuff and made a video, and it did like decently well, and I was like, man, like this could be really big. Like people obviously like watching me talk. I don't know why, but it's working. Let's get some more space. It'll be easier and more efficient to work in one enclosed spot instead of like moving around all the time. Searched around for a while. It looked really expensive, and I wasn't really ready to bite the bullet on like a super expensive brick and mortar storefront. I literally gave up, and the next day I saw a sign and was like, maybe I'll just call that. Perfect in the budget, perfect size, and it just all really worked out really well.
No. I taste it.
That jump's weird. I think we cleared it, but didn't look good doing it.
See what?
I don't think I looked very good doing it. I don't look good in general.
And I've noticed your online presence has freaking skyrocketed in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
What do you have like, how did you figure out how to do that? Because a lot of big companies can't pull that off
Dude,
even.
I'm like the firmest believer in fake it till you make it. Like I just started making a couple videos that basically we were just doing FAQs. I was looking at the most common questions that our online customers were asking us, and I just literally made a spreadsheet of like an FAQ thing, and like I just populated that with things that people were asking me, and I was spending a lot of time answering.
Okay.
So instead of just like answering their questions all the time, I made a video, sent them a link. That saves time,
Yep.
and it was more efficient. And then I just kind of kept doing that, and it just kind of worked really well. I actually really like this channel called Donut Media. Have you ever watched them?
Donut Media.
Donut Media. You watch them?
Logan's watching.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's like all about cars, and cars is my other thing, where when I shop online, I'm buying car parts for like my project car, whatever I'm working on. And when you get to that point where you know like tons and tons about something, it becomes a little less exciting to you personally. But on the other end of it, there's someone out there that's just like, I want to know all this stuff. So that's how I feel with cars. And I watch their stuff, and I never watch a video and don't watch it all the way to the end.
Wow.
Like their viewer retention rate for me is 100% every single video. Oh, I caught it halfway! Nice! Oh, I did half a crank flip. Woo! Woo! Did he get it?
Yeah,
Sick.
he was flying.
That's it.
Your multi-tool?
This one.
I thought I could do it.
You were there.
It's kind of narrow. You got it, you got
Really
it.
climb up this.
You got it. Woo! Oh, it's pretty close. Your front tire's at the top.
I'm almost there. No, I'm not.
There we go. It's way too many hops.
Dang.
I hope you guys like this video. Definitely check out Mike's channel. I've got a link to it in the YouTube card up on the left somewhere above Mike's flowing
here.
blocks. And if you really like this video, definitely click my subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content. Tell me if you like this video. Let us know in the questions below, what's the best part of Mike's story? We'll be going through those and let you know what we think of your question. That's terrible though. If you definitely think of a better question.
What?
Maybe we'll think of something while we're riding. We'll do that.
Think of what better question?
Thanks for making it happen.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me out.
I guess technically this is called a collaboration.